Hey everybody, it's Dana. How are you? All right, here we go. Oh wow, watch this. Look at the new hair, everybody. See that? Pretty amazing. Okay, yeah, and I'm missing two teeth. All right, here's the deal. Here's a little rundown. The accusations that they put against me were false. After all the depositions, after the video, after everything, there was no molestation. There was no malice behavior. It was me just being Dee Dee. But as I told everybody, you cannot put your hands on somebody if it is not wanted. And if somebody knows that law, they can use that against you in a very, very bad way. I am living, walking experience here. Um, so yeah, I did put my hand and go like this. Um, but I'll say this. I pled out. I was told that if I took a plea, I put something on the table, that they would drop the prior charges because they were unfounded and untrue, and I would have 8 battery. Well, I said, no, wait, hold on. No, because I didn't do 8 batteries. If you're going to call it battery, we're going to stick with that. That's fine. I only did it once. And I think I should only have 1 battery charge. Now, with this, when I plead out to this, I can now close that case, deal with the probation. I did a year for a battery, which is supposed to be only 30 days, but whatever. So I now have the case with my son where I wasn't able to see him. But had I given a deposition to Miss Wagstaff during that other instances of the where I supposedly was accused of molesting my older son and then molesting my younger son, believed to be molesting my younger son. He was running rancid. I was taking his medicine. He wasn't fed. Lie after lie after lie. And here's where it gets really good. When you have so many lies, you have no clue who it is because everybody lies. I get that. I probably lie. And I repent at the end of the day because the more I try not to sin, the more I'm going to sin. But what I'm trying to say is I had to fight that case while I was doing the other case. And that didn't happen until May. I was in jail a whole month of April. And then May, this happened. I had my son on a recorded line, Michael, and I said, this has nothing to do with Evan. I want to talk to you about this. Why would you say that I molested you? I said, I didn't say that. I said, okay. He goes, but if I have to get on the stand and say something, I will. Okay. Now, 2 years later, almost 3 years, I've seen my son maybe 3 times since this. So what I did was I pled out so that I could give a deposition to Miss Wagstaff, who everybody needs to check out her website because she says she's all about grandparents, all about kids visiting their parents and mediations and meditation and loving this. Bullshit. Bullshit. God forgive me for that. And people forgive me, please don't be around any children. And I probably will change to Evan for cursing. Okay, so no, you're not. You are sitting here and not making any attempts for me to see my son. You want a deposition, and I've already got a court case going, and you knew, both of you, David Chafin, and you knew. So I was told that we have to wait until the other case is over. So a strong mom became weak so that she could have her child back in her life. See, because I still had to fight to see my child when I did nothing wrong. And they all had their children living happy, high on the horse, birthdays, all that. No, not me. Not me. I'm walking around aimlessly wondering, what is he doing? What does he look like? What is he wearing? Oh, wait, why can't he say anything on the phone? Because all he says is, I don't want to talk tonight. That's all I've heard for 2 years. So yeah, I pled out and I took stupid charges and I lied and said, I'll take the charges because I'm a mom and I want to see my son. So now, Mary Wagstaff, if you want a deposition, let's go. Now, I will start bringing in a lot of law because I've been educating myself, not on Google, Samantha. I read. I'm very educated. I'm not just some woman living on housing. See, that's one thing you're going to know about me. Out of my family, I may have been the black sheep, but I rose to be the wolf, which means I'm greater, stronger, and I'm going to rise above. No matter what anybody throws against me, it will not prosper because I'm a woman of God. And I know that he is going to take care of this and that this storm that I'm going through, I'm the tornado. A tornado cleans up the mess. A tornado spins it up and takes it all out of there. I was shining before I went in, and I'm going to shine when I get out. So anybody who wants to know what's going on, ask me, because I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly what's going on. Now, yeah, I spent a year in Pinellas County Jail. I died in there, by the way, everybody. I died, okay? I don't know what happened. I couldn't breathe. I called for the guard. And the next thing I know, I am pooping, peeing, and throwing up. And that's the last thing that I remember. And this was at 10:15. At one point, I felt this, and then a poof. Actually, I felt it 3 times. And then I heard, do you have any kids? I'm talking about my son and Evan, and I'm trying. And then I left again. You know, and then I saw him. I saw God, and I saw what the world should look like. And he said to me, I'm not ready for you. I'm not ready for you. You need to go back, my queen. And then I woke up in an ambulance on the way to Largo Hospital. I get to Largo Hospital, and they were told I had abdominal pain. It gets good. You ready for this one? I come back. Now, there's about 98 women in a pod, okay? They have this thing called PREA, where you can't touch each other, or you get a DR, which we'll get into that. Okay, so I walk in. I have 79 women running up to me and hugging me and holding me and saying I'm an angel, that I was dead. They tried to cover it up, supposedly. They told them not to say anything. And most of them heard, I guess while I was dying, let's flip a coin, see if we should call 911. Now, there were nurses. I felt cold stuff, and I thought I was getting drugged. So I yelled, no drugs, or something like that. But I was shackled to a bed and handcuffed to a bed in Largo Hospital. You know, before all this happened, I was trying to go to North Carolina, and yes, on housing, because I am a single mother. And if it's there, I'm going to use it. That was on Wednesday when I told Evan, hey, man, we got on the list for housing. Friday, the devil took it all. I had women in there tell me, how are you so strong? How can you be accused of this and be so strong? You know, I'm in here on drug charges, and I could only imagine, and you're still smiling, and you're still helping everybody. And then I got called mama a lot, and I had a lot of women come in that were detoxing from drugs and lonely, and a lot of them didn't have moms, and it was hard. But I think God helped me through it because He needed me to need more experience, strength, and hope. He needed to show me maybe what could have been, you know? I lost my truck. The place that took it, the tow truck company, didn't give the option for anybody to get my stuff out. And 4 days prior to that, Wayne Robinson decided to tell me that I had to go because he had family coming down from up north. And, you know, he's going to feel appreciated. He's going to have somebody come, and he's going to, you know, whatever. And I packed most of the stuff up in my truck. I wasn't living there. I was just staying there off and on, helping my dad, you know. Um, so I have nothing left. I have a storage that I'm trying to figure out how to pay. And now I'm helping my mom, who for 27 years has been on these fucking pills. And if any of you know, it tears them apart. She says stuff, she doesn't even know what she's doing. She acts angry and mean. A lot of times she doesn't remember it, but we're on day 17 and she's doing okay. But it hurts because for 27 years I had to deal with a woman who was so dependent upon these pills you wouldn't even understand. She would call around for pharmacy. She would call the pharmacy all day for 2 days and 3 days. My Aunt Barbara was the same way, kind of. And she was an amazing woman. She was like my mom, more than my mom. She was like my mom. And I lost her. And then my real dad, Harry Lease, had a sister named Candy. And I lost her to that. I lost them to drugs, opiates, pharmaceutical. I don't know how I'm this strong. And I'm sorry I'm crying because, I think that's the way our body cleanses. And I have a video up of me speaking the truth because I had to go back and take a drug test because they supposedly found opiates in my system and it was the first test. And I never taken opiates before. I mean, I took Percocets when my neuropathy was bad and I didn't even want to take them. I brought them back to the pharmacy because, of course, when you have Crohn's, you can't take stuff like that. I can't even take antibiotics, really. And I'm sorry I'm crying. I love everybody, okay? I'm trying to be strong. And I feel like the devil's coming at me every way. I have 2 probations, one for Department of Corrections, 50 hours community service with a possible early termination of 6 months for 5 batteries. I have a DUI because it started off as a joke. I didn't think I was going to leave my dad's house. I didn't think it was going to turn crazy, but it did. And I left. And the whole time I'm driving, I have Wayne on my tail end, like that's close. So if I stopped, I would have wrecked. And if I didn't swerve around cars, I would have wrecked. I'm going to own the fact that I was drinking, but there was a lot of drama that played into it. It was stated to the cops that I was on pills and drugs, which I wasn't. Um, so I just want everybody to know, no matter what you're going through, don't lose your faith and don't let people knock you down. Just keep pushing. Because some way, somehow, there's a light. I'm a good person. I have girls now that I talk to, and I'm a grandma, kind of. One, my friend Rio, she had a baby. And Michaela, she had a baby. And they sent me pictures. They said, Ma, look, congratulations. Does that sound like a malice, mean molester person to you? I was trying to get this woman's son in rehab. And I had him spent 2 days on it. I woke up with him on my porch, actually. And I got him into he's 19. I got him into rehab. I got him into St. Anthony's. They had to Baker Act him because he still had stuff in his body. So they Baker Acted him, and then he went to Indian Rocks Beach Recovery House. That's how all this started because I did the right thing. So any of you do the right thing and it backfires and you feel like you're not going to make it through, people don't believe you, keep going. Keep going. I'm living proof. Keep going. Because no matter what they do, they're not going to break me. And I'm going to get my son back. And I'm going to North Carolina. And I'm going to find Craig Allen Travers too. Because for all you don't know, I'm going to put this out there. It doesn't matter if that man loves me. But I love him with all my heart. And so does my son. And I love his boys too. And nobody's perfect. Believe that. But I have never met the most amazing, beautiful man in my life. And I'll tell anybody and everybody. And now I'm not denying it anymore. I'm not single because I'm not doing relationships. I don't have time nor the patience or anything. But I do know one thing, that you have to stop and try and take everything that's negative and turn it around, because it's possible. And that's what I do. I try to look at the positive in everything. I don't have a place to live right now. I don't have a car. Where would Evan be? Right with me. So God did what he felt fit. And he put my son with Michael because he knew what I was going to go through. And he knew that the devil was coming at me because I was getting stronger. And he's still right here with me. I haven't seen my son in 2 years. And when people come at you and say stuff, they have no clue. I write you off. I write you off so fast, you'll forget my name, and that's really hard to do. So everybody, please, if you're going through a bad day, just remember somebody else is going through it even worse. So be grateful for what you have and live in the moment. And I love you guys. And I'm sorry I'm crying. I'm trying to stay strong. I'm staying strong. I keep hearing my mom say it. So I love each and every one of you. Bye, guys.